Man, that's that San Francisco Bay Area underground slump. Chump. No, just kidding. With the last word at least. But man, that I love that fucking old school beat. Um, and yeah, it's a cool way to keep folks tuned in. And I have tuned in a little bit here and there to his works and followed just some of the hoopla, double meaning, regarding the NBA. That is just, it's fucking pathetic. And for me, who's played all types of sports growing up and all this stuff, like, yeah, sometimes I will keep distant tabs on things. You know, I haven't watched a full game of sports in a long ass time. But yeah, I mean, you'll just see, you know, like I explained a little bit in this short clip. I thought I had a little bit more time to throw in an extra little jab or two, or I wanted to bring something else up that was actually much more important than what I had to offer, and you know, at least ask him at the end, like, hey, y'all got that natural law type of shit? Because where he's from and where I'm from, Bay Area shit, like the underground hip hop scene was dispersing all types of conscious music out there that could keep people into like what the fuck is up with, you know, the proper pathwork, the great work, you know, understanding and embodying universal principles, you know. But enjoy. Yeah, I'm gonna come back in a second. And I'll kind of reiterate some things, but yeah, it's only a couple minutes anyway. So.
Throat James Kingdom. Get it right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Please.
Goat James Kingdom.
Here
Hey,
is
Zay. Hey, I'm about to tag you when I debated that goofy on TikTok.
Yeah, tag me because I'm trying to find your.
all right. We got another caller, Derek. You're on.
Bonjour from France, everyone. How y'all doing?
Bonjour.
Jean parler le français, beaucoup en coup.
Allez, c'est parti les gars. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a exactement?
I was sorry to see France
Listen,
get up in the Olympics.
I don't feel included. I do not feel included. Can you please just go back to English?
Yeah, definitely. I'm from the Bay Area, by the way, so I see you.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I love the fact that LeBron got stuffed in that Olympic game. Just got, or he got posted.
Yeah,
dunked on hard.
Busele dunked on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna just get right to the point, gentlemen, because I know there's probably other callers and yada yada. I played soccer, football, for 20 years of my life at least, and one of the things that it made my blood boil the whole time because I'm like a hardcore old school player, like the flopping, the fainting in front of the referees just to get fouls, free kicks, and all that stuff. And you see that in the NBA, like. Growing up watching MJ and stuff, I'm born in '83, so yeah, it was like the Bulls were like the team to watch, and it's just like that was like primetime TV and all that stuff. And yeah, the folks were going to war in the paint outside of it, all around. And like, what do you see today? Like, it's so spaced out. Y'all talk about the ISO ball and all this stuff, but yeah, like I just don't understand. Like, it's in so many different sports now of just flopping. It's so disgraceful, and like these men apparently don't have any fucking self-respect or integrity. You know, it's a form of fucking cheating. It's so pathetic, and they're making millions, and they got a bunch of fucking tattoos all over the place. Like, you're so fucking hardcore, yo. Like, wow, I'm so impressed. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I live in North Beach, which is more or less Little Italy of San Francisco. And I remember distinctly Italy playing the USA and everybody talking about the Italian diving team, everybody taking dives. And it was pretty disgusting. But that's been a part of soccer for a very long time, right? Now, how would you respond to anyone saying that Europeans brought that to the NBA?
Damn. I mean, people can
Is that
make
question
a
for
valid
anybody?
case for that.
Well, I mean, obviously, him being French and a football player, interesting. But I have actually had this question myself, and it wasn't Europeans that I first saw flopping, so I can answer that for you. Although it seems like there would be a correlation, it was not Europeans that I first saw flopping in the NBA.
Vlade
Yeah, I mean, I
Divac
don't
was
think
not the
they
first person you
reported
saw
that.
flopping.
I actually don't associate Vlade with that. I mean, I'm sure he did it, but like,
Vlade,
He did it a lot.
what it was. So is that who you? Are we going to
Honestly,
say
yeah.
Vlade introduced it?
I saw
I'm not saying
folks like
he's been
him
doing
kinda
it,
come
though.
through. Yeah, I know what you mean with that for sure, but it's still, you can fall into the whole monkey see, monkey do. People watch other sports and they say, "Oh, people are diving, but they're getting away with stuff, and it's making their team win." So that can
Yeah.
just carry over, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's like an influencer like Vladdy's in the mix, like, "Hey guys, come on, just flop like me, and you'll get some free throws." You know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of
Well, it's such
Mixed
a
bag, I'm
regular
sure.
thing that whenever you say LeBron's a flopper, they just say everybody flops. That's how bad things are. It's like that two wrongs don't make a right thing, right? Well, everybody does it, so that makes it okay. But when the face of the league is such a major contributor to that, there's an argument to be made that maybe that's not that great.
When you got to make a rule up or fine people about flopping, that's when you know it's a problem.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
Derek, you're in France right now, or are you in the Bay Area right now?
I'm in France. I'm from the Bay, but
Oh, you're
yeah, I've
from
been out
the
here
Bay.
for splifteen years, brother. Yeah.
So you have a dual passport?
Not quite yet, but I got that 10-year Visa card, yo. What? No. Had the whole French wife life and all that. It's pretty cool out here, for sure.
All right.
Basketball is getting more popular for sure out here, also.
Yeah, when I went for the first time in '98, all I saw across Europe was people playing soccer. Nobody played basketball. And that is changing.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Sure.
Hey, thanks for calling in.
Oh, my bad.
Bon chance, bon au revoir.
Bonne journée. Thanks, guys.
Sports T super chatted. Keep exposing LeBron AOH. I love to see it. I mean,
So yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I was a little, I wouldn't say jittery, or wheezy, but yeah, like I was really hesitant to even come on there. I noticed, there was a lack of callers coming in, and so I was like, shit, I'll pop in, and this and that. I really only was watching the video to see if they were gonna open up the call lines, because I'm down for that shit. You got to make some inserts into these, outer echo chambers, right? And there's a fuck ton of channels and content creators that are doing things exactly like this, just going over the daily headlines and having their take on it and yada yada. It's a little bit different than what you would get on mainstream media, yet yeah, you're getting someone's more honest opinion about things, which is cool and this and that. But yeah, in the end, it really don't amount to motherfucking shit, because as I wish I had the chance to mention, and I'll try to chime in the future. But yeah, what are we doing, gentlemen? Exactly. Like, how much of your free time are you spending on focusing on other athletes in this bread and circus shenanigan situation? Like, and I wanted to mention Jordan Maxwell, and I might tack on the clip at the end of this, but he's talking about how, like, why in the modern age, grown adults are obsessed with other adults playing with balls, whatever shape, size, form, football, basketball, all these balls, handball, right? So yeah, that's actually really popular in France. And there are things that I really truly admire. Someone's peak performance doing something that they practice over and 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 over again, right? And that's why it pisses me off that the motherfuckers want to flop and be a coward and disrespect the game and themselves, and you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just, what kind of grown-ass man would act like a motherfucking bitch like that? Dive in acting like you're fucking hurt? Like, fuck that motherfucking bullshit. And I've been like that since day fucking one. Playing soccer. That is the most, quintessential, poster child of the flopping phenomenon, right? I understand that. I get that. And believe me, when I was on the field or the pitch in a match, I got a red card at least once or twice, a couple yellows of just pushing, stepping on these little boys that want to flop around and fucking, get a one-up on our team just to acquiesce to the fucking referee. You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing, that is almost a little bit, I don't want to use the word systemic, but you could correlate that to how people are, oh, the referee, we have to obey the authority and, please the authority and all this stuff. And like, what do people do with the politics and that kind of shit? You know what I mean? So think about these things and think about young minds, children growing up aspiring to be like these crazy, rich, pampered, self-entitled, narcissistic fucking athletes, who are nothing close to role models. And of course, I'm overgeneralizing. There are some good athletes that are decent role models for sure, but, when you have someone like the chosen one, yeah, you best believe that shit is handled with care. And I'm talking about dark inverted care. So, yeah, La Flop lames, like, people want to, and this is something I wanted to mention to them as well, of just, like, what's the obsession with the talking about goats? You know what I mean? And how come people haven't obsessed about themselves of trying to be the greatest of all their time that they have on this planet? And stop squandering the free time you have on motherfucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck are you fucking doing, kids? Fuck! I wish I heard that 20 years ago. Straight the fuck up. So what is it going to take for people to pull their fucking heads out of their ass and stop being so distracted on all this dumbass shit? You want to be entertained for the rest of your fucking life? Well, we are being put on an assembly line towards more draconian enslavement. If you didn't fucking catch the memo, a long ass motherfucking time ago, way before the dawning of the bitch ass motherfucking Rona, And yeah, I've noticed, since the dawning of the Rona, people have oodles amount of time, or during that time, when shit was on lockdown, no one was working, people had a time to finally look in the mirror possibly, or just binge watch whatever the fuck and start their own little podcast and acting like they know what the fuck is up. Throwing out the dumbing Kruger effect like it ain't nobody's business. Because they're in the business of faking it to fucking make it, because there's money behind all that shit. And yeah, channels like Angry Old Hoops and countless others, I'm not even going to hate on them, but I'm telling you straight up, like, they are getting money on the spot during every single live stream. They're getting tips and all this stuff because their channels are monetized. Mine has never fucking been monetized. Because it's not fucking about that shit when you do this type of work, You make your money, doing your podcasts that are meant to entertain. Yeah, people are going to throw oodles of money at you. You come on and, do a bunch of freebies talking about the truth and shit, things that people should hear but don't really want to. And you're not a whole lot of respect, support, popularity, or income. And then some. But hey, I'm not going to act like some cranky old crumb bum and whatever the fuck, right? It's just things to consider and all this shit, So, are you not entertained? Like, what the fuck, You got... Fuck's sake, And for those out there watching sports, still, like, that's your free will choice, you know, do what you want. It's no consequence on me. It's, you know, you spending your time however you choose. You're making that decision when the decision could have been made for something else that could have been more beneficial. That's all. Think about that. And think about next time you watch sports, you could be listening to something better than the dumbass fucking commentary coming out the boob tube or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Put on some of these mixes that I have. Like, I only have like 130, you know? Fuck. Put on some podcasts. Get you in some Michael Tessarion, Mark Passio, Seth Gasboza, Mario West, Max Egan, you know? And plenty of others that you can find on the One Great Work Network, for example. And, you know, there's other collectives and communities that are, you know, on the level that are really trying to do right and speak forth from there. You know, not get caught up in all this distractive shit, not even on the geopolitical level, you know. If you haven't pierced that veil at this point, like, come on, catch up, you know. You're a little late, but, you know, c'est la vie, les amis. And yeah, pardon my French, mother lovers.
Today on Sports Science, we examine how minimal contact with a strand of hair can destroy an entire body. Our super fancy cameras got a close-up of the damaging blow, instantly snapping every vertebrae in the body. How he was able to get up from this at all? How he was able to get up from... Come on. Is this guy serious? How he was able to get up from this at all is astonishing in itself. And as crushing as the impact was, we're still trying to understand how the body's reaction could be this delayed.